What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp.
I'm Sparky.
Back again like you never left. And today,
I'm sweating.
he's already hot. I'm already sweating.
I've been Howie.
Today, we're going to be doing a review on the all-new Palmetto State Armory Krink. So before we get into this, the Krink is basically the little short chody version of the AK-70. I don't know, whichever one shoots
AK variant.
An AK variant that is supposed to shoot the 5.45. Obviously, you can't get a whole lot of 5.45 here in the United States.
You can get 5.56.
But you can get a lot of 5.56. So PSA was like, you know what?
Voila.
I think we should make a 5.56 version for, you know, the United States of America. So that's what we got here. This is the Krink from PSA. This came out probably 2 or 3 months ago for mass shipping and keeping it in stock and whatnot. It's been teased and shot and everything on the market for forever before SHOT Show. So we did reach out to PSA and we did ask them to send this to us, and they were so kind enough to do that. So big thank you to PSA. That's the disclaimer. Next thing is Basement Operator Company. Of course, you gotta go check us out if you want to find the build for this Krink right here. Go check it out at basementoperator.com. You can find it over there at the builds page. You can also find our links and merch and awesome stuff.
Stickers.
All kinds of stuff like that. Buy one, get one stickers right now. So make sure to go check it all out at basementoperator.com. Before we move on, I think it's important and super important because these people keep us afloat, is the sponsors of the channel. So big thank you to True Shot. True Shot is where we get all of our ammunition from. You can go, the ammo. You can go over to our link, basementoperator.com/links, big red button at the top. You can find True Shot's link. Make sure to click it. They have everything there from 5.56 to 9mm.
You need to call them.
Yeah, I need to call them because we're out on that one. So big thank you to True Shot for supporting the channel with ammunition. Next thing's next, and definitely not forgotten, AceLink is our armor sponsor here on the channel. Big thank you to AceLink for supporting the channel. We've been running their stuff for forever and a day now. We're really big fans of their armor. They're super lightweight and they're affordable, and you know, they produce a good product. So big thank you to AceLink if you want to check their stuff out as well. Same spot, basementoperator.com/links, big red link at the top. Big thank you to AceLink for supporting the channel. Sparky, the Krink.
The Krink.
What do you think about it? Give me your initial thoughts.
For someone who's not an AK guy, I'm starting to be one.
We're starting to add to the AK collection. You know,
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
You know, a long time ago, you were like, we need to really start diving into
this. I'm not much of an AK guy. Haven't been for a long time, but now I've shot this one, shot the AK-9. Kind of coming.
The other two that we got, 7.62 by 39.
Yeah, like I'm coming around on the AK, and
I'm a pretty big. I'm a pretty big
cool
fan of the platform. Like we had mentioned, the Krink's draw was a small framed 5.56 shooting
AK platform.
AK-47 or AK type platform. I know it's not a 47. Don't brutalize me in the comment section.
Put the stick down.
This has all the great features that your typical AK platform would have, and it does have that, which is a little bit different, the optic system on it, which is slightly different. I don't really like it because it keeps you from adding the side rail that puts the rail up here, but whatever. So
I don't mind it.
Let's dive right on into it. We'll talk a little bit about the features of the Krink, talk about, like the barrel length and all that great stuff. And then we'll give you our opinions on it, and talk about kind of how we have it set up. Because obviously this is heavily modified from how we actually received it from PSA. It's got a lot of different stuff on it, and we kind of think it deserves to be talked about. So let's start at the tip.
We're waiting. Clay hasn't liked the video yet.
Oh, good.
Oh, you gotta like the video.
I'm gonna quit if you don't like it.
I swear. All right, wait. Have you liked it yet, Hunter?
Oh, Clay liked it.
All right, good.
Oh, okay, good.
All right.
Fire it up.
Yeah, don't be Clay. He takes forever to like videos. So let's talk about the very tip of it. And this is kind of like the biggest complaint I have about the whole damn thing.
But it comes to territory.
I guess so. This shoots one of the most insane fireballs out the end of this thing.
You don't need a weapon light.
No, you don't. Actually, we forgot to put the stream light on. We got an M-lock spot for it. I completely forgot to swap it. Anyway, you don't need a weapon light because this shoots one hell of a fireball. I mean, it's like...
With that on the end of it, it's like, oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, with that on it. Now, this thing is super easy to take off. It's got a little detent here, and you can just screw it off. And you can put on a suppressor as it is intended to be ran, because
not the old funnel.
Yeah. So obviously that is one of the things that I think is super important, is to run this thing suppressed, because you get a loud bang and you get one heck of a fireball.
But this is very traditional.
Yeah, super traditional. Moving back from that, you have an 8.4 inch barrel, which is huge, if I do say.
Massive, some would say.
8.4 inches is almost, some would say, too big. But that's the barrel length you get on it. You know, when you're shooting that 5.56 caliber, that's a pretty short barrel for a 5.56.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't like to run under
10?
like below 10 from. Yeah, I don't think below 10 is really, for an AR-15 platform, I wouldn't dive anything less. You're starting to really lose your performance in terms of ballistic capability, yeah, in terms of velocity, and you're not getting a full powder burn on it, so it's not becoming as useful. But then
you're not
again,
using the full capability of the round.
But then again, this is not, I guess, necessarily.
Yeah, this is across the room stuff.
Yeah, this is like kind of that point and shoot type setup you got going on here with such a small platform. You have a JMac rail system and gas tube on it, which is really nice. I really like the JMac rails. As you can see here, we are able to attach some M-LOK where it's such a small barrel on it. You can't have a lot of rail space, but you don't need it. This is very much a, you know,
point and press.
We do have a Strike Industries grip here on the front of it that we really like and have really been using. I think it fits this build perfectly, because it just allows enough for you to get a handhold on it. Whereas if you weren't running something like this, there's really not a lot of real estate space up there for you to get a hold on. And if you're trying to C-clamp this without a grip, you're getting into your optic and all kinds of stuff.
Front sight.
So this is really just the perfect size grip, and honestly fits great. Big shout out to Strike for that one. Actually, I think I paid for it.
Still, good products.
But they do make good products, because we are running one of their braces. Moving on to the top, you do get a Picatinny section here. We have an M-LOK QD point that is attached, because we don't want to run the sling on the rail, because that's kind of where our hand space is.
Yeah, exactly.
So we opted to bump it up a little bit, get it out of the way. Get out of the way of our hand space, so you're not clicking that QD, you're not bumping into it, and it's not getting, you know, jumbled up in there. So that's why we have the M-LOK or the QD up there, and then we're running a Holosun 403B on this setup. This is one of Holosun's more budget lines, but super good little budget line red dot. We have the 403C, and we've ran the crap out of that one. So we picked up this 403B when there was a sale going on, and we thought it fit perfect for the build. There's not a lot of optic options that you can put on the Krink. As we had mentioned, this portion right here, where you would typically attach a optic plate, so it attaches and puts the Picatinny rail up here if you wanted to run a scope or something, is just not feasible with the sights. So you'd have to take the sights off for you to want to run some sort of pick piece up at the top.
Yeah,
but with this type of gun, I don't really think
this platform, you don't need it.
You don't. You're
shooting a traditional red dot and/or prism,
or you're just running your iron sights.
Yeah, like you're not putting LPVO on this bad boy.
No, and there's no need for it. It's like
8-inch 5.56.
Yeah. It's just pointless. So I think that, you know, a red dot really suits this setup really well. I think that either that or just running traditional iron sights is the way to go. And I mean, the iron sights work perfectly fine on this. I mean, it's, you know, it's just iron sights. Yeah. I mean, they're becoming used less and less, but they're still very functional and reliable.
Still gotta know how to shoot the iron sights, just in case.
Moving back from it, you have a stamped steel receiver with a cold hammer forged bolt, or not cold hammer forged, a hammer forged bolt and carrier. You know, high-end stuff from PSA when it comes to their AK-47 or AK platforms. We have a ton of PSA AK platforms, and they're all running great, shooting great, and have been really reliable stuff. One of the highlights of a lot of the PSA stuff is their ALG triggers. The ALG trigger is
fantastic.
One of the best AK triggers out there. I mean, it's just...
It feels good. Quick reset. It's consistent. It's not mushy. Oh, I like it.
Oh yeah.
I like it's a little bit wider than your normal trigger too. At least that I'm used to. Can't beat it.
No, it's really, really hard to beat. PSA does a great job. Awesome triggers. You have a Soviet arms grip.
I like it. It's got some flair to it.
Has no texturing though.
No, it doesn't. But like, it's not like it's not like stupid slick. But it's
No.
I don't know how to describe it. But it flares all the way down. It feels pretty good. For what it is.
For what it is. I think I might upgrade that in the future.
I like the angle of it.
Yeah, the angle of it does feel good. It's nice and comfortable.
Like it's not stupid skinny, like you're not holding on to nothing.
No, not at all. No, you're able to get a good
Full hand.
full hand on it. It's hard to get a full hand on some things, you know.
And still have something showing. Yeah.
Exactly. Moving on to the back, we did swap the stock on it. Brace.
Yeah. Woo. He's safe.
We did swap the brace on it. It came with that flimsy one that, you know, came with the AKV. It's like rubber the whole way. Well, we decided that it would be behooved to us to put on the Strike Industries folding brace, because that's what it is. Strike makes a great brace. It's awesome in every way. It allows for a lot of
Got so many options.
maneuverability, functionality,
A cutie point in the center.
a cutie point in the center. You know, it's just really hard to beat.
Be one heck of a truck gun.
It would be one heck of a trunk gun. I mean, you fold this thing down.
Stick that in a range bag.
Stick it in a range bag, stick it under the seat, stick it in a book bag. I mean, it can go a lot of places and it is very compact. That's one of the benefits to the AK platform is, you know, there's no massive buffer system there in the stock that keeps you from folding down. And then if you had to get this out, you don't even have to deploy the brace.
Go to work.
You can just go to work. Whereas if you wanted to run an AK type or an AR type rifle, you'd have to deploy.
The only issue is going to be manipulating the safety and charging handle with the brace down. Well, I mean, you can kind of, but like, yeah, it just takes a little more thought.
Or, hear me out,
Take it off all the way. Yes.
the other side, which is one of the benefits of the Strike. You can run it on either side. And
It's not like a law tag where
no, law tack's one side, whereas the Strike, you know, you're
go
able
both ways.
Indeed. Sometimes it's good to go both ways.
It's socially acceptable.
Nowadays it is. So, I mean, obviously the Krink is a nice little setup and it's a super reliable little thing. It is loud, it is bright when you shoot it, so we would definitely recommend
Either change muzzle device or suppress it.
yeah, or suppress it. Coming to the suppressor, I didn't talk about it, but it's got that weird AK thread pitch. It's like M24 by 1.5 right-handed thread.
Dang Russians.
Russian stuff, man. I don't know. We have a Wolverine, a Dead Air Wolverine on order for our AK shenanigans. It's just not in yet, or you would see it being ran on this build. One of the things we forgot to mention and forgot to include, because actually we have it with us, we just didn't install it. There is supposed to be a light up here. As you can see, there's only a Picatinny section. Typically we run Streamlights or Surefires on a lot of our stuff, and we just forgot to include it. Typically we would have it mounted on there because we're big fans of running lights on firearms.
You need to be able to identify your target.
Exactly. So shame on us. You can wear us out in the comment section about not.
You probably already are.
Probably already are, not having it on there. But all in all, the Krink is a great little firearms platform.
So who would you recommend that to?
Somebody that wants something cool and that wants a little truck gun. That's definitely who the Krink's for. You're not buying this for a lot of things. There's not a whole lot of purpose behind this in terms of like wanting to do a lot of like long range shooting. There's not a lot of like the ability to diversify with it. You're buying this because you want an AK-47 or AK type firearm in a 5.56. Like we'd already mentioned, you're sacrificing on like a lot of the ballistic performance out of the barrel. But if you want a nice little truck gun, bump in the night gun,
range toy,
this could definitely fulfill the role.
You want to buy one type of ammo?
Exactly. And you want something a little bit unique that not everybody has.
Definitely unique.
The Krink definitely fills the role, and you look like a gangster from you know, Russia or something. I don't know. But I think that's who that's for. Thoughts on that, Sparky?
No, I agree. Like I said, my draw to it's like I already have a bunch of 5.56. So, and I want an AK platform.
So would you rather have this or like an AR-15 pistol? I think that's where the
AR-15 pistol is gonna be lighter.
Yeah, and it's going to be a little bit easier to deal with in terms of like your equipment because the AR-15 is so much more
It's a little more streamlined.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of go the way with it. There's gonna be an AK guy that's gonna be like, nah, man, no, you don't know what you're talking about. But like, you can do it. You can operate.
Yeah,
You can run this thing all day long. You just gotta be good with an AK.
And proficient with an AK. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of nuance to it, but I think it's definitely doable. The biggest flaw, and one of the biggest things I think about it, and it just comes with the territory, is the lack of rail space or the lack of
So you got 8 inches of barrel.
anything. Yeah, because you only have 8 inches of barrel. You don't have a lot of room to run. Like, typically I wouldn't run this grip. This grip is the only time I would put this grip on anything. I wouldn't run it on an AR. I like this for this setup right here just because of how little the rail space is on it. You don't get a lot of room for a light. You can't put a pressure pad. You can't put a PEC. There's a lot of things that you're missing out on in terms of not being able to mount because
You get one of the stupid small Surefires, you can put a pressure pad.
yeah, and tape it to the side. That would be like one of the
Some hook and loop stuff.
yeah, or you know the those Arasaka extenders that put the light out here
Yeah.
and that M-lock right there, that would work. And then you could put your pressure pad like where you
It
were
just
talking
takes
about.
a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit more.
Or you just buy a 10-inch AR pistol.
But that's the thing.
And you got full
That's what people are like. That's what the battle is here. Is do you do that or do you do this?
Just depends if you're an AK guy.
You want something a little different?
You got number one, you gotta want to shoot 5.56. And which I mean, you can buy an AK pistol in 7.62 with 39.
Yeah.
But in the Krink, so it's 5.56.
Yeah.
So you just gotta want to shoot 5.56, and you gotta want to have shoot
AK pistol.
AK platform.
Yeah, I agree. One thing we didn't talk about is price point. This thing does come in at $1,300. So
I think it's not a bad deal.
no,
I like their mags. The mags can be
and you get a lot of nice product out of it. You get a lot,
yeah.
your hammer forged bolt carrier, your ALG trigger. I mean, you get
if
a
you're
lot.
buying PSA anything and it's over $1,000, you're getting something.
You get something good out
You
of
get
it.
something good. It's not janky, but
It's not junk. No, not by any means. So, hats off to PSA for introducing this to the market, diversifying a little bit and putting it out there. Soviet Arms or PSA's AK division is really doing a lot of great things, and we're really happy to see what's coming along. Big thank you to PSA for sending this out. Big thank you to AceLink and True Shot for supporting the channel. Make sure to follow Sparky because that's very important, and follow me as well, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.